Hello guys, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how you can install WordPress on Ubuntu 24.04.2. In case you want to see how you can install MySQL server on Ubuntu, the link in the description of this video. Let's run a command to check if MySQL is on our system by navigating to MySQL terminal client. Sudo MySQL, enter administration password, and there we go. We have navigated to MySQL terminal client. As you can see, even the version is shown here. The server version 8.02.42 for Ubuntu. At this point, let's check the database name in my server, the one I'm going to use to connect to my WordPress. I'll put the link in the description on how I created that database. This is my workbench, and this is the user I created in my previous video. This is the connection I made in the previous video of user John, the user for this localhost, and the name of the connection. So I'll navigate to my SQL server using my SQL workbench to see the database I created. So I'll just click there, and after clicking, in the previous video I created two databases, first DB and second _DB. Second _DB is the database I'm going to use to configure my WordPress. Alright, so I just wanted to show you the database we're going to use. As you can see, it's an empty database, there's no tables. WordPress depends on PHP. So before we install PHP, we need to ensure that Apache is installed, and not just Apache, and also MySQL. We need to ensure that we have MySQL and Apache running on the server to install PHP. So let's just update our system by running the command sudo apt-update, and this command will update our system. Our system is fully updated. The next stage is to install Apache. Install Apache server, you run the command sudo apt install Apache, then you enter your password, administration password. Then here you ask if you want to continue, type Y to continue. Once you type Y, the installation process will continue. Let's run a command to check the status of our newly installed Apache server. So we run the command sudo systemctl status Apache. So as you can see, it's active and running. So let's go to the browser and type localhost and see whether it's actually running. Okay, after navigating to the browser, typing localhost, you can see that Apache 2 default page is up and running and saying it works. So Apache is good and working. Let's install PHP. This is the command we run to install PHP on our system. -mod-php. Press enter. Install other PHP packages by running the command. Since our Apache is running, we can also check the PHP info page to see if PHP is running by going into the URL and just modifying it to PHP. So URL, we've modified our URL, say info.php after installing PHP, and you can see that PHP is running, and our version, that's version 8.3.6. that's the version of PHP we have installed. It's time to install WordPress. Navigate to the directory where the index file is, so that we can get rid of the index.html, because when we run localhost, you want to see our WordPress. So this command removes the index.html file. Then we ask for the password. We enter our password. Now download WordPress from the official site. Sudo wget. This is the command line tool used to download files from the internet. So you're downloading WordPress and want the latest version from the official WordPress site. So I hit enter. As you can see, WordPress is being downloaded. So WordPress has been downloaded to our system. The command to extract the .tar archives file. So here we have the X is to extract, the V is the verb, also shows what's being extracted, and the Z is to compress .gz, and then the F is the file name. Alright, since we decompressed the files, let's move all the files inside the WordPress directory by running this command. So the current directory. So this moves all the WordPress files from the WordPress subdirectory into the current directory, so we don't have them nested in a folder. We want to clean up unnecessary files after the extraction. So what we've done, we've downloaded the latest version of WordPress. We did some extraction, then we moved to our root directory for our web server, and then we've cleaned up the leftover files. Let's rename the wp config the sample.php file. Let's rename it to w-config.php file. So that's the file we're going to edit so that we can install WordPress. So let's open the file in Nano, the w_config.php, same file we have renamed. So that's the file we're opening in Nano. I'm going to use the down arrow to navigate downwards. I'll put my database name here, and according to what I saw early on when I was navigating to the MySQL server and MySQL Workbench, the database we're going to use second _db. Then the username is the user John. Then the password I created for user John. Then I'm using the localhost. I'm editing to put those details. Let me put my database name. The database name was second _db. I scroll down and I put the name of the user John, and I put my password. The name of my database, the username to the database, and the password I created to log on to my SQL server. And then at the bottom here, I'm logging on to my localhost. When you scroll down, this is a table prefix, the default that comes with WordPress. You can change this table prefix to whatever you want. To save the file in Nano, use Ctrl+O. So there we go. We're asked to type in Ctrl+O. Asked to save the file. So for me, Y is for yes. I want to save the file. I want to exit by typing Ctrl+X to exit Nano. Close Nano. So now, since we've now saved our file and we've configured our config.php file, let's make sure that my Apache is running. I'll restart my Apache and then enter my password, then navigate to the browser. I'll continue configuring our WordPress. So open my browser, then the URL, I type localhost. There I'll enter the site title, so I'll just call it test site. Now create the username for this for WordPress. I've given this the site title. I've given the username to use to log on to my WordPress so that I can continue the configuration. Then I'm copying this password and saving it somewhere safe because I'll be using it to log in. So I'll just paste it there because I'll need it to log on in order to configure my locally installed WordPress site. Yeah, you can enter your email there. You can decide on whether I want to discourage search engines or not. Okay, I'm going to install WordPress. I'll save, since it's on my local computer, I can save the password. If I've entered the site title, username, I've used the same password. You have to use your own password here, a strong password. This is an example. You can even copy this and change it a bit. Then you enter your email. Then here you can discourage search engines from indexing this site. This is on my local machine, so it's okay. Click on install WordPress. The installation process has begun. WordPress has been installed. I'm going to log in by clicking on login. I've logged on to my WordPress. So here I have my dashboard where I can start creating new pages, posts, store plugins. You can even create new pages by clicking on new, then giving the page your name and clicking on publish to publish the page. You can then select the pattern on how you want your page to look like. Yeah, I've selected that pattern, then I'll publish. Then you can view your page. So guys, this is how you can install WordPress on Ubuntu 24.04.2. I'll leave the link in the description for how to install MySQL server. You have to do that before installing WordPress. I hope you like the video. Watch out for more.